get a bit more, a bit of cheering, come on. Please welcome the absolutely fantastic John Hastings!
Hello, Brighton, how are we? We well? Brilliant. What was that? Yeah, shut the fuck up. I told him. Hastings 1, drunk guy 0. He'll win eventually. Now, it's good to be here. I'm obviously not from the UK. I'm from Canada. I love living here in the UK now that I'm used to it. But when I first arrived, I did not care for it so much because this was not the nation I was expecting. I was expecting a nation full of grannies waiting to give me tea and advice. Because in Canada, that's what our grannies do, and they're from here. But that's not what it is. Living in this nation is like living inside your granddad's head while he's driving. Just needlessly angry and accidentally racist all the time. What a sense of humor, though. Only in this country can you go, you guys are a bit racist, and you all go, goddamn right. Thank you very much for pointing that out. We will correct it eventually. Nigel Farage is funny to watch on TV, just getting egged over and over again. Hope he dies, though. Now, oh, wouldn't it be awesome? I just hope, yeah, anyway, I don't have any material. I was about to just start a rally, and it's like, I don't want to do that. There's a stag, dude. Let's get back to playing material, because riffing, that was just shit. And like, you, sir, are not having a good time. You're just looking at me like I just took a shit in your cereal. How long have you guys been together? Yeah, but I wasn't in the room, so I get to ask the questions again. Whatever guy who tries to kill James Bond and you only live twice. It's a joke about how he's bald, and yes, it's very good. 13 years, that's amazing. I'm single. I love being single because when I'm single, being single is the best because the universe gives you something that makes you happy every time you see it when you're single. And that thing is, of course, a couple arguing in public. Nothing is greater than watching a man and a woman just having a discussion in the middle of the street in this tone of voice. And they've chosen this tone of voice in which to conduct their discussion because they want no one around them to know that they are in the midst of a fight. Now, the only problem with this plan is no one conveys positive information in this tone of voice. You've never been at a polite dinner party and someone walks up to you, "Excuse me, did you prepare this chutney?" What may I say? It is delicious. I took a walk on what you guys call a beach and what I call a quarry, and I was... That fucking gotcha! I win! I was walking down and there was just a couple having a mega row. They were sitting on those weird beach chairs you have in Brighton. They say you have to pay for them, but I see no one to pay. Which is the most Brighton thing I've ever heard. Yeah, the chairs are £2. Who do you pay? I don't know, just leave the money there. Am I paying the seagull? Yeah, he's our mayor. You guys elected a seagull mayor? Yes, we did. Because the homemade shoe was not doing his job. Now get on the penny farthing and go buy a cup of coffee for £10 and shut the fuck up. I apologize, that was harsh language. Please be fuck quiet. Now, so I'm watching this couple having an argument, and I must have watched them for like 10 minutes. It was an hour and a half. I didn't have a lot to do today, all right? I already have a vintage shirt, and so I'm watching them argue, and I knew the argument was going to come to an end because I saw this look flash on the man's face, and it was a look that told me that he just remembered, oh yeah, I'm arguing with a woman. There's no way to win this. Well, I'm just going to say something ridiculous, and then I'm going to run away. And that's what he did, my friends. He stuck his finger in her face, which is risky, because she could bite that off. and said in a commanding voice, he said, "You know what, Donna? I don't want to hear about your periods anymore. I find them disgusting." And I thought, what a ridiculous thing to say. Because a woman's menstrual cycle is not disgusting. It is a beautiful celebration of the fact you are not a father for another 30 days. Good to see a lot of parents in. Now, I do love you, the British people, the beautiful British people, the most intensely insane, flippy-floppy, opinionated people I've ever. You can be so nice, and then in a second, so mean. I made you this steak. Thank you. I don't like your tone. On Thursday, I'm commuting in and out. I was commuting in and out from London to Brighton on Thursday. We're doing a gig, and then I had to go back for some work. So on Thursday, I took a bus to London Bridge to catch the train. Took the bus, and as I was getting off the bus, a homeless man who was too drunk for a tramp. Do you know how drunk that is? He was more alcohol than host. It was fucked. And so he's walking up, and he is just hammered and can barely kind of stand. He's just, and he kind of grabs me, and I was like, uh-oh. And I kind of go, "Oh, could you let go?" And he goes, "All right!" And then he lets go, and then he just topples onto the sidewalk, and he hits his head. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. And then I run to the bus driver, and I was like, "Hey, can you call someone to do that?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then he, presses buttons. I don't know what he did. And then I ran into the station, and I said, "Do you know someone?" And there was a cop there, and he's like, "I can take care of it." And then a bunch of paramedics came, and they fixed him up, and I came to Brighton. I did the gig. Gig went really well. Took the train back to London, got to London Bridge. Bus was waiting for me. Got on the bus, and it was the bus driver from before. And I go to take out my Oyster card, and he went, "For trying to kill that homeless man, ride's free." Insane. I love it here, though. I do. I love it. You scare me. The way you guys party, it frightens me because it's not what I'm used to. Like in Canada, if we're going to get drunk, that's one type of party. Or you're going to do drugs, that's a different type of party. Or you're going to celebrate a 9-year-old girl's birthday, that's a different type of party. You professionals put that all together. But you're needlessly aggressive. You're needlessly aggressive about things. Like your words for things are unnecessary. Snogging. What the fuck? That's kissing. Snogging doesn't sound like something you do to someone you like. That sounds like something you and 3 friends did to someone you hate. What happened to Tom? I'll tell you what happened to Tom. He stole 1,500 pounds from me. Me and the lads went over to his flat. We snogged the shit out of him. His mouth is so sore right now. And Paul, that's what you used to describe the evening you may meet your future wife, or wife, because wife is not a word. We're going out on the pole. That doesn't sound like it's going to end in romance. It sounds like it's going to end in a knife and secrets being kept. Because pull, it's such a negative verb. No one's ever been pulled into a room and given cake and compliments. You're pulled into a van and then you're never heard from again. It's just not a romantic society. You're not a romantic society. You guys, your idea of romance is you're sitting on a train. It happens to me all the time. I'm with a British friend. We're sitting on the train. He sees a girl he fancies. He just points at her. I could fuck her. On the train? In the toilet? I don't even know how to use that door from the future. You are bold. It's madness. Even I'll just have an anonymous conversation with a girl like, "Oh, thank you very much. Turn around. There's my friend to hit me on the arm." Mate, you totally could have fucked her. I don't think I could have, brother. She was writing us a parking ticket. And I am enjoying being single. I like being single. I'm not married. I don't know if I believe in marriage, just because people say things about marriage I don't necessarily agree with. Like, they say it's the happiest day of your life. Well, fuck, that guy obviously doesn't agree. He just went, "Kabababa," which is no. I speak drunk, dude. It's cool. And I don't know if you guys do, but I understand. He's going to need chips in a bucket soon. And they say it's the happiest day of your life. Well, I've led quite a life. I've been to Aberdeen like 5 times. And yeah, when you see a woman eat an apple and she has no teeth, that changes you inside. So the day you get married, that's the happiest day of your life. Oh yeah? Well, last Thursday, I was on a train with a homeless dude. He stood up and he farted so loud, it knocked over a child. Seeing my girlfriend walk up the aisle of a church is never gonna make me that happy. Not in a million goddamn years. But I get out there, try and meet girls. Sometimes it doesn't always go so well. Like one time, I got invited, I was doing a club in, what was that? Yeah, you also shut the fuck up. And, yeah, so I was doing this club in Bristol, and these, Bristol people were like, so they invited me back. This is an artistic pose next to a gun battle. And it's only funny if you've been to Bristol, which you guys haven't, because Brighton is like a better version of this. Anyway, just stick to the story. All right, I will. Let's go back in. And so they invited me to this house party, and I went, and there was this girl that she was making eyes with me, and I was making eyes at her, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna finger you and stuff. I didn't do that. I know better now that you can't do that. You guys, like British men, get away with that shit. You guys are the most direct ever. The way you guys woo women is so terrifying. Just men in one corner of the pub playing a game called Drink All the Jaeger in the World. Yeah, it's not a compliment. It's the most ridiculous. You know it was invented by monks who ran out of heroin. It's the most evil origin story ever. Why are monks doing heroin? And also, why are they like, we're out of heroin, what are we gonna do? I don't know. Well, this tastes like cough syrup that's been microwaved in a diaper. Drink it, bottle it. Yeah. Call Motley Crue, we got a drink they're gonna love. One guy loved the Motley Crue reference. The rest of you need to get a musical identity. And it begins and ends with Motley Crue. I don't know if you're too fast for love, but I am. Yeah. I'll keep making Motley Crue references if you're not fucking careful. I'm a live wire. Dr. Feelgood, here we fucking go. I have now run out of Motley Crue songs I know. Because I have looks that kill. Yeah, I had one more. Anyway. How was the gig? Pretty good until the middle comedian just started talking about Motley Crue, and we killed him justifiably. All right, so we're back at it. Let's get into it, huh? Yeah. So and then all the women are at the bar playing a little game you guys play called What's That, Rosé? We'll have it. And then the men and the women, you meet on the street corner after last orders, and you woo each other. Aggressive men like this. Ah! 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 And the women, you turn coquettishly. Chips first. And then you guys effectively fuck on the street. It's the most terrifying thing as a North American to be walking down the street of any city in this country and there's just couples just nom, nom. No purpose. You all have homes. But it's like that you've heard the rest of the world calls you repressed. And you're like, we are not repressed. Becky, take off your clothes. We're going to the bus station and I'm going inside your vagina. Like all the way in, yes, I'm gonna wear you like a weird suit. You are gonna die, Becky. But I didn't say any of this to this girl that invited me to the party. I just was just like, would I like to go to the party? You bet your ass I'd like to go to the party. So I didn't even say that. That sounds really creepy. So I was like, all right, let's go to this party. We went to this party, and it was a full-on hipster party. For those of you who don't know what hipsters are, go outside. You'll find them. Hipsters, you know, the hipster dudes are like the guys. They look like they're from the future if the future was 1880. They have all these tattoos, like, oh, what's this neck tattoo represent? Oh, this represents the time someone stole my bike. I thought, turned out, no. I just put it somewhere else. And all the women from, like, waist up, they look like Rosie the Router, the woman from the poster during World War II. Pronunciation's very difficult. I was in the sun a lot, and I live here, so I was like you, was like, what's that? Did someone turn the lights on, but outside? Dressed like Betty Boop from the waist up, and then waist below, they're wearing those hiked up 1980s jeans that make it look like their asses are frowning, like... My owner doesn't appreciate anything that's not vinyl, because she thinks her personality is defined by possessions. Like, just ridiculous. That joke's gonna get a laugh one day, because Barry thinks it's funny. Fuck all you people. Now, I'm walking through this party, and it's just madness, and this guy walks up to me, and it looked like he'd blow-dried his hair with a bazooka. He was wearing a matador jacket, no shirt underneath, and jeans so tight I could see his asshole from the front. And he comes up aggressive-like and goes, hey, you want some tea? Only in this nation would you get, hey, motherfucker, you're having some chamomile or you're getting glassed. You want some tea? And I was like, yeah, I want some tea. And he poured me a cup of tea, poured himself a cup of tea, and the tea was horrible. It was bitter tasting, and it was room temperature, and I was like, I'm just trying to choke it back while he's talking about who knows what. And I go to walk away, and he goes, whoa, before you go, just to let you know, there's a lot of mushrooms in that tea. Now I wanted to clarify, because I just heard something crazy. So I said, like for cooking? And he said, no, for magic. And then he said, but don't worry, we're the only two people who've done... What are you guys talking about? I can fucking hear... What? It's called a whisper, you fucking asshole. What were you talking about? No, you can't talk and then stop. That's not fair. You have to share with... I will send Ernst Blofeld back there, and he will cut your dick off with a laser. Yeah, you nod, my friend. What's up?
Just can't hear because this lot keep talking.
I know, but... you were trying to shut... Oh, I'm sorry for getting angry at you. You were like a guy about to vanquish my nemesis. I'm like, no, don't kill that man! What do you think they're talking about? No idea? Are you the mastermind behind this? Were you the one that leaned in and were like, guys should start talking? Like everyone else is having a good time, but let's ruin it for everybody. And then they started talking and you're like, oh no, I've created a monster! As it turns out, the comedian's ears actually work! You guys better shut up or I'm sending that woman after you. Oh, she'll be up next, actually. So I'm at a party. And I go to walk away, and the guy grabs me, he says, mushrooms in the tea, and he goes, but don't worry. Only you and me have had the mushroom tea, and I'm leaving, so you win the party. Now, I don't know how you guys define winner. But where I come from, the winner is not the man high by himself at the party where he knows no one. That's the loser where I come from. So I have gone from a man pretty convinced he's going to make out with a beautiful woman to a man absolutely convinced there's a helicopter trying to land on my head. So I did what any one of you would have done in that situation. I went into the sink. I went into the kitchen. Would you shut the fuck up, too? Because I will send her over there. Nina, get the nunchucks. There's like 2 minutes left. I'm going to go over my time. I'm going to get yelled at. It's like, it's not my fault. It's alcohol, which we need to drink to function as a society. But fucking some people can't handle it because the sun comes out and you guys start putting beer with your breakfast, which is fucked up. And so even though as a society you can handle alcohol better than any group of people in the fucking world, you still will go overboard and you'll still be like, so what are we gonna do after the comedy show? I was thinking about throwing up in your wife's purse and then saying we should get cocaine, even though I don't want to do cocaine, even though I really want to do cocaine. What do you mean? I'm not talking, I'm whispering! Can't you tell I'm still shouting, but I'm doing it slowly? So I'm in the kitchen trying to fill the sink full of water. Oh yeah, we're finishing the bed. Trying to fill the sink full of water. Water reaches the appropriate height, turn the taps off, now we wait for the helicopter. Instead, the lady who invited me to the party walks in and she says, hey, we should kiss. And then I said, that is a very good idea. That way the helicopter won't know which head to land on. We will be safe. Ladies and gentlemen, you are lovely. Have a great night.
John Hastings, everyone. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff. We're going to have another interval now. I'll be back with your headline acts one more time for John Hastings, everyone. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.